Las Vegas 200, 134 laps here around the 1.5 mile D-shaped speedway. 67 degrees is the air temperature, 19% humidity. Winds 6 miles an hour. Altitude a little under 2,000 feet above sea level. All of these minute details do matter when you think about the performance of these cars. Looking at the starting grid, it is Bronson Stafford on pole position, our Daytona race winner. At the front of the field, alongside Trenton Jump, Christian Gomez and Will Bussler make up row 2, followed by Eric Stamp and Robert Kenny in row number 3. Gilberto Javier-Gomera in row 4 alongside Tyler Stooksbury. Then you got Logan Breakey in 9th and Caleb Smith in 10th. The last of those set a valid lap time. Shane Therrien, our points leader, sitting in row 6 alongside Tom Bourne. Going down the rest of the grid, you have Jacob Grant and Evan Coleman in row 7. Kevin Young and Brockton Packard in row number 8. Jonathan Woods, Mike Tellier in row 9, and Chris Smith rounding out the back of the field in 19th position. Stafford and Jump out in front of the field. Therrien's got to make up 10 spots if he's going to go 4 in a row here today at Vegas. Competition yellows on lap number 40. Keep that in mind. So strategy's going to revolve around who can make it to lap 40 the safest. Look at the weather situation here at Vegas. Wind 7 miles an hour. Track temp 78 degrees. Air temperature 66 degrees. Pace car is off. It's on Stafford's command. We are racing at Las Vegas. Stafford moves up in front of Jump. Gomez to the inside of Jump, his teammate there. It's Ford's 1, 2, 3. Look at what everyone's running as we start this race off. It's Stafford ahead of Jump, Gomez, and Eric Stamp. Ford 1, 2, 3, 4. Will Bussler ahead of Javier-Gomera and Tyler Stooksbury in 5th through 7th. Lap 2 in the books. Stafford's holding on to it. The outside line seems like it's going to end up being the preferred lane that people want to be in. Yellow's out. Caleb Smith was one of those that were involved. Looks like he might have been the only one with serious involvement in that accident. As we look through the field here, Coleman might have a little bit of damage. Yeah, there is some damage on that 51. Therrien got through, so did Brockton Packard. I believe that started behind them. So the first caution on lap 4 of 134. And it's for Caleb Smith, who's smoking really bad. He's going to have to use this fast repair rapidly. Not an ideal situation for that number 12 machine as he comes down pit lane. Every driver gets one fast repair to use in this race. Have to believe that the 51 of Evan Coleman will also end up using a fast repair here. There's Coleman. The only Toyota in this field. You see everyone as they go through their pit stops here. Several stayed out. Chris Smith's going to be a lap down here. Not Chris Smith, Caleb Smith, excuse me. Chris Smith is sitting at 8. So here's Chris Smith. There's 2 Smiths in the field. This is the 14 of Chris Smith, Caleb Smith in the 12. Three cars still in pit lane. Kevin Young just exited pit lane. Robert Kinney in the 34 and Evan Coleman in the 51. Still on pit lane. They did not need to use a fast repair on that car. Trying to repair that damage manually. Save the fast repair for when they actually need it. See if they can get to lap 40 before using it. Not a bad idea. But as Trenton jumped at the front of the field, Bronson Stafford came in for tires. Gave up the race lead. So here's a look where everyone's at. Chris Smith falling down. He's going to have to move to the back of the field because he is a lap down now. Eric Stamp in 3rd place. He's had a pretty decent run those last couple races. It hasn't panned out for him the way he wanted it to. But he's made his presence known at the front of the field, especially at Pocono last week. Not last week, 2 weeks ago. It was Iowa last week. Bussler in the number 10. He is the highest placed Chevrolet in the field, as you can see on your screen. Then you have another pair of Chevrolets, Javier-Gomera and Tyler Stooksbury. Back to the front of the field here. It's going to be Jumpin' Gomez teammates at the front of the field as we get back to racing conditions at the end of this lap. Pace car will take the hard left into pit lane. Wait till they enter the restart zone. And here we go. We're back at it. Robert Kinney 2 laps down, still in pit lane. Unsure what the issue is with him. You see the damage on his car. Not sure what's wrong with the 34 machine. Eric Stamp moves to the grass. Hold on to it, buddy. Keeps it safe, but he will drop to the back of the field. Everyone gives him space. Good save by Eric Stamp, using the grass to stay out of it. But to the back of the field he will go. So Trenton jump at the front of this field. Fastest lap just got set by Tyler Stooksbury. No, Javier-Gomera. Gilberto Javier-Gomera set the fastest lap at 30.09. He's in the BWT machine. A different look for him this week. There's Logan Breakey that almost lost it. He's up to 6th. As he gets passed by Bronson Stafford. Our pole sitter. He tags the wall. Not ideal. He's going to give it the spot right back to Breakey. And yeah, there's definitely some damage on the 61 now. That wasn't a light tap. Hanging on to it on the outside. He should be able to get back clear him here. Looking a bit closer to the front of the field. Bussler's up to 3rd. Javier-Gomera up to 4th. Everyone tuning in, it's lap 11 of 134. We got a long race ahead of us. Competition yellow comes on lap 40. This is the first race of the Shake and Bake Next Gen Series to use the 670 horsepower package. The first 6 races of the season were using the 550 horsepower package. So everyone got a curveball yesterday when they found out this was the new package going forward in the iRacing sim. We've had one yellow. That was for an incident between the 12 of Caleb Smith and the 51 of Evan Coleman. Robert Kennedy still on pit lane. No idea what's going on with that 34 machine at the moment. We noticed a small amount of damage on that 34's right front, but it didn't seem like it was going to be enough to cause significant issue. As Bussler and Gomez go at it for 2nd place. I feel like I'm seeing deja vu here. This has happened before. Shane Therrien, the points leader, sitting down in 12th position at the moment. Gomez 2nd in the points, 32 behind Therrien. As I mentioned in the practice before the race, this is the halfway point in the regular season. After today, there's only 6 more regular season races to lock yourself into the chase. Therien's won 4 times, so in theory, it's only possible for 7 people to lock themselves into the chase on wins. Therrien, Gomez, Packard, Stafford. I believe are the other people that have won a race so far in this season. Gomez dropping to 4th here. Bussler and Javier-Gomera. Both have gotten by that 48. We've been watching this battle for 2nd heat up. Javier-Gomera is looking really good in that 94 right now. Watching the 94, his performances just keep getting better and better and better and better as he goes for the lead of the race. None of the top 5 have pit, and they are still running the field. Tyler Stooksbury's in this race as well. He's sitting right there in the 5th position. Top 5 in your screen. Gomez moves back up to 3rd. Javier-Gomera wants the lead. Keep an eye on that 94 because he is working it right now. As I mentioned, his performances have gotten better. You can see through the season as his performances have gotten better. Going from outside the top 10 results, like 12th, 13th. He's had a couple of really standout performances, and this is going to be another one of them if it keeps up as it stands at the moment. Hung out to dry a little bit there as Gomez went to the high line before he could close the door. He's making that bottom work, though. He's pulling level with him as Gomez tries to follow jump through. We'll have to see how this evolves as the race goes on, because this race between the 550 horsepower package and the 670 horsepower package are miles different. Javier-Gomera getting really close to that wall. He is chasing jump for all he's worth. These guys are racing super hard. You love to see it. You really do. You love to see it. Look from high above. Gomera on the bottom once again. Gomez up high. Outside lane seems to be the lane that works the best. But Gomera's been making that bottom work for all its magic. So watch Gomera drop down to 5th place behind Stooksbury. There's the 16 of Tom Bourne. He's being chased down by Brockton. Packard has moved his way through the field. He's up 9 spots. Jacob Graham, that 5, the yellow and black machine, that DeWalt machine, sitting in 8th. Shane Therrien, a points leader, sitting in 9th at the moment. He's gained 3 spots from the restart in front of the pole sitter Bronson Stafford and the 29 of Logan Breakey. Jonathan Woods here. Number 2 machine sitting in 12th. Eric Stamps in pit lane and comes out of pit lane. Don't believe that was a scheduled stop. Caleb Smith a lap down here. Kevin Young, the last driver on the lead lap. He's chasing Chris Smith and Evan Coleman, who, despite the damage, still hanging on there pretty well in the 51 Toyota. Six-car race at the front of the field. Tom Bourne is in the conversation. Fresh tires beginning to have a say here. That's 16 on the bottom. Looking pretty outstanding. See what he can do. Competition yellow in 13 laps. What's Tom Bourne going to be able to do here? If anyone can make that bottom line work now, it's going to be Bourne. Everyone tuning in, hope your Thursday evenings have been going well. We're glad you're spending your time with us Watching Shake and Bake Next Gen Series action from Las Vegas. We're on lap 29 of 134. The go for it's just getting started. Jump. Gomez and Bussler top three wide. Gomez going for the race lead. He led that lap. That was close. Someone tagged the wall behind. Not sure who that was. It could have been Jacob Grant, that 5 car. It wasn't the 5. No damage on that 5 machine. Nothing on any of the drivers at the front of the field. You could hear the collision. Here we go. Keeping an eye on that 46. Tom Bourne up to second. Say keep an eye on that 16 because he's a-coming. And he is running that bottom. Bourne's going for the lead of the race. Side by side with Trenton jump. Therrien's up to 6th. Grant's in the conversation as well. Top 8 at the front of the field. Bourne to the lead of the race. New race leader Tom Bourne. And keep an eye on the 38 of Therrien because he's also on fresher tires. 4 laps makes a bit of a difference. At this stage in the race, on this set of tires, everyone's trying to stay out until the competition yellow in about 7 laps. Jump's going to try to challenge for it. Bourne left the outside lane open, which is a dangerous call. Jump comes in. Are we going to see pit stop before lap 40? This is going to be interesting. Therrien moving up to second. Gomez and Stooksbury and Javier-Gomera. They all come in. It was Javier-Gomera that hit the wall. You can see the damage on the 94, the right side. A little bit scuffed up. So I guess the big question now is, can these 3, especially these 2 at the front of the field, Bourne and Therrien, can they stay out until the competition yellow? Because they pit with 4 laps. They pit on lap 4. Theoretically, they can't. They'd have to pit on 39. We're going to keep an eye on it and see how it goes, because they've not been saving. Two of the FRN cars running side by side at the front of the field. Bussler comes in, so does Breakey. A lot of those that did not yet pit coming in now. Interesting situation here. Are they good to lap 40? You see Therrien backed off a little bit. He's going to sit here in second, at least for another lap. Moves to the outside. Bourne runs the bottom. Javier-Gomera in again. Did he get a speeding penalty? He might have. We're on that 40. End of this lap is the competition yellow. Therrien moving to the bottom now, wants the race lead. He'll take it. Therrien across the line at end lap 40. And there is the yellow. So the competition yellow, our second caution of the race. It's Shane Therrien and Tom Bourne, top two in the field. Kevin Young with damage on that 72 car. He's going to go a lap down here. A lot of drivers going to be trying to get away from around here because they pit before the competition yellow. They went a lap down. Gomez gets his lap back via the lucky dog. Benefit of Gomez having lucky dog is that he gets to come in and pit again. And that's what he's going to do. The wave rounds are not allowed to pit. So if you get a wave around, you have to stay out the entire yellow. You have to stick out with what you've got on right now. Whereas Gomez has a freebie here, where you can kind of come in and reset things and go for it. Which I think he might have done. And he is taking tires. I don't believe he took tires on that first pit stop. That's a big deal. That is a really big deal. Tom Bourne came out of pit lane with the lead of the race. Looks like several drivers might be coming into pit lane. So they're not interested in getting a lap back here. Woods, Smith, Kenny, who's 13 laps down. Therrien comes into pit lane once again. It's going to be an interesting race once all these wave rounds happen. Tom Bourne's going to be at the front of the field. He looked really good on that charge to the front of the field. He looked phenomenal. Again, we're under caution for the second time. This is a competition yellow that was scheduled for lap 40. This is the first race the series has experienced under the 670 horsepower race package. First 6 races of the season were run under the 550 package. It's been a unique experience so far. It's been a pretty exciting race. Putting a little bit more in the driver's hands as wave rounds occur now. We are 1 to green. See the lights are out on the pace car. That means that we are going green at the end of this lap. It's Tom Bourne, Jacob Grant, Brockton, Packard, Bronson, Stafford, the pole sitter up to 4th. Mike Tellier and Shane Therrien round out row 3 on this restart. Row 4 is going to be Evan Coleman. And I believe if I'm correct on this, Christian Gomez is at 8th. He's going to be single file. I believe most of the wave runs will be single file here. But he is on the lead lap. He is on fresh tires. And he has the ability to make some magic happen. Based off what we just saw coming through the competition yellow, we know there's at least 2 more pit stops in this race if it goes green for the rest of the way. We've had 1 caution for an incident regarding Caleb Smith and Evan Coleman. The 51 is in 6th. We are back to racing here at Las Vegas. Tom Bourne with an amazing jump. Left everyone napping. But we are back underway. 13 cars on the lead lap. All 19 cars at the start of this race still running. This is going to be interesting because everyone's on a relatively similar platform as far as tire and tire wear. See who can do what. Different races at the front of the field at the moment. Packard, Grant, and Stafford have not been this far up front all race. Caution's out. And Stafford's involved. There's multiple cars involved. 3rd caution of the race. Chris Smith, Bronson, Stafford, and we'll have to look. Stooksbury might have gotten free. No, there's a little bit of damage on the right front. Bussler made it through. Stamp made it through. Trenton Jump made it through. Jacob Grant did not make it through. And Jacob Grant was the 3rd place car. Well, let's take a look at it when we get the chance. But the damage is pretty extensive on that 5 and the 61 of Bronson Stafford. Our pole sitter struggling there a little bit. He's missing the entire front end of his car. Nothing on the front end of Therrien. And Evan Coleman is still yet to have used his fast repair. There is damage on that 88. The race leader, Brockton Packard, coming down pit lane. Along with a lot of people. We'll go and take a look at it. See what we see. We'll take a look here. That happens a little bit early. Oh, it's Packard. So we'll look at it here. So we'll look at Packard in the 88. Keep an eye on him. I'm going to slow it down a little bit here. This is 1/4 speed. We'll take a slow motion look at it. He gets loose, tags the 5, and Stafford has nowhere to go. He sends the 61 straight into the wall. The 5 keeps him up there. Just nothing, and everyone stacks up at that point, and there's nothing that the 1472 can do. If you're already up there and against the wall, the only thing you can kind of do is stay the course and try to slow down. Look at it again at speed. See how quick this all happens. There's Jacob Grant with a lot of damage in his car. Did he already use his fast repair? I guess is a really good question. A lot of drivers coming back down pit lane. '88. Still damage as well. We have access to a lot of information up here in the ABN booth. One of the statistics we do not have is who's used a fast repair and who hasn't. So we're kind of having to play guesswork as to who's used their fast repair and who hasn't. The 12 used his, which is how we know it exists. Because he was the first caution of the day. He had extensive damage on that 12 car. And he was able to get back and use his fast repair. You see that car looks brand new. Wouldn't have been able to tell it on lap 3. So I'm not sure who else used their fast repair. There's the 61. I don't know who else used fast repair and who hasn't. See a 34 looking brand new. 5 coming down pit lane. Again, extensive damage on that 5 machine. And another disappointing break for the 61. We are 1 to green here at Vegas. 3rd yellow of the race for an incident between Bronson Stafford, Jacob Grant, our pole sitter, Bronson Stafford, as well as Chris Smith and Kevin Young. Jacob Grant exiting pit lane again in 13th position, last car on the lead lap. Stafford still on pit lane, all 19 still technically running in this race. It's all eyes on Tom Bourne and Evan Coleman. Almost last on lap 3, up to 2nd place on lap 51. Here we go. Pace cars in. Tom Bourne goes. We are racing once again at Las Vegas. Mike Tellier up to 3rd. Will Bussler in 4th. Trenton jumped 5th. Brockton Packard in 6th. The top 3 have all gained at least 11 spots as Tom Bourne runs away. And it is pandemonium behind. That's Eric Stanton losing it again. Almost tagged the inside wall. And there is somebody in the wall up here. Not sure who it was that tagged the wall. No yellow. We are still green. Wow. Brockton Packard in pit lane. Not sure what happened to Brockton Packard. But his race went from good to bad in a hurry. Tom Bourne in front. Will Bussler in 2nd place. Give you a good idea what the gap looks like here. 10 of Bussler in second place, that red and black Coke Zero Sugar machine. Chasing down the number 16. That's a gap. That is Brockton Packard exiting pit lane. Going now 2 laps down. But this gives you a good look at the gap between the top 2 in this field, with the lap car in between. Yellow's out. It's for Coleman. Now it's starting to get a little bit crazy. Will Bussler set the fastest lap of the race on that lap at 30.01. The trouble for Evan Coleman at the front, at the back of the field. So we're back to pit lane. We'll take a look at the accident here. Decent look at what happened here between. Looked like he had some help. See if we can get a better look at it. We're going to go back here a little bit. So it gets really loose here. You can see right here, he gets super loose. And the 5's below him. He has nowhere to go. In fact, we'll kind of go down. We'll look at the 5 car, who is not on the lead lap at the moment. See if we can cycle through to his camera angle. Here's a good angle. You see, he had nowhere to go there. And we're right on board with him here. Coleman in front of him. And he's struggling. He's struggling in the middle of 4. And there's nothing he can do about it. But here we are. Back at it again. believe we are close to going back to green here. We are 1 to green here at Vegas after our fourth caution of the race for Evan Coleman and Jacob Grant. Here we go. It's Jumpin' Gomez back at the front of the field. We are underway once again. Jump with a good, jump at the front of the field. Someone tagged the wall again. But we're all still going. It was the 16 of Tom Bourne that tagged the wall. He's going to get past multiple times and drop down the order. There's Tom Bourne, and he slides again. That's going to be a yellow, and everyone stays clear of him. Good avoidance by Gilberto Javier-Gomera to stay out of the way and sneak on by. And for Javier-Gomera, that was a really big deal. Brockton Packard will get his lap back. He got lucky dog. He'll get lucky dog here. But for Javier-Gomera, it was a really big deal because that means that he's now in the catbird seat to start getting laps back if we have more yellows. That was wild. Bourne was struggling that lap. He got loose, hit the wall there in turn 2. And then lost it and spun between turns 3 and 4. Therrien's in, so is Bourne and Kevin Young. 2 cars out of this race. Bronson Stafford out, and so is the 14 of Chris Smith. More cars coming into pit lane here as we cycle through our 5th caution of the race. Brockton Packard got his lap back, so now we have 15 cars on the lead lap. lights out on the pace car. We are 1 to green. It's going to be an interesting restart now. We have 15 on the lead lap. 17 still running. About to be underway here at Vegas for the 6th time. Joining me in the broadcast booth, we have Justin Dittrich. You got a copy?
Hey Clayton, how's it going?
It's been exciting. We've had a bit of a messy couple restarts here, but the first 40 laps were really exciting. See if we can get back at it here.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of the drivers are complaining about being aero loose in the pack. So I think that's where the crux of the issue is right now. Drivers just trying to find the grip around the racetrack, deep in traffic.
And it's interesting because it didn't seem like they were showing that earlier in the race, at least not the opening stanza before the competition yellow. I wonder if that's something that has to do with maybe the track's getting different as well, because we had 8 cars battling for the lead earlier, and it seemed like everyone was pretty stable then. It's going to be interesting to see if that comes and goes, or if that's something that kind of stays with the rest of the race. As Trenton Jump gets a really good launch, we're back racing on lap 68.
Yeah, I think some of the drivers are complaining about it being a little bit more greasy as the run went on, so I think that's playing into it. First phase of the race was definitely a lot tighter, especially with the older tires. Now that most of these guys are on fresher tires and the track getting a little bit greasier, I think they're just struggling a little bit for grip right now.
Well, it's something to keep in mind, for sure. We'll see who struggles and who excels here. Trenton Jump right now with a really good run to get us back underway here. We are now on lap 68. Eric Stamp, who's been loose and through the grass twice already, up to 2nd. Seems like he's had an up and down day. Anytime he gets up near the top 3, he's been spinning, and that's the 5. That's 2 cars spinning. That was Jacob Grant. One of them spun. And I think that might have been... That was a 38 and Shane Therrien. So 2 cars spun. There's no yellow because they spun off into the apron. But Therrien with a spin, and so did Jacob Grant, and they were 2 separate incidents. But not having a yellow there is going to hurt both of them significantly.
That's bad luck for them. I'm not sure if Jacob got away without damage either. I'm pretty sure he used one of his fast repair already, so it's going to be a bad break for him if he's used that. I don't know about Therrien, though. He might have... do you know if he used his fast repair yet?
I don't believe so. Because he's got damage on the right side, so he definitely smacked the wall there. Probably trying to avoid the 5 as he spun.
Yeah, I think if he can get a yellow here, and he's still on the lead lap, he's still in this. That's for sure. He's shown speed all season. So
yeah, he won the last 3 races. Was going for 4 in a row. But yeah, he's got damage on that right side of that car. He's definitely going to be struggling. I don't believe he's used a fast repair. The 5 has, because the 5 is still a wounded car.
He's been in, I believe, 3 incidents now today, so bad luck for Jacob Grant for sure. But he's still rolling, so going to try to log the laps, get some points on the board.
Absolutely. He's still on the lead lap too, so anything can happen, especially later in this race with how the cautions have been thick and heavy at this middle part of the race. It's teammates at the front, Trenton Jump and Christian Gomez. We've seen this song and dance before. Will Bussler 3rd, Tyler Stooksbury 4th. So it's 2 Fords, 2 Chevys at the front, and that's Bussler almost hard right into the wall, saved it, and didn't lose any spots. Good save by that 10 car. But he's lost a lot of momentum that he had, gaining up to the 46 and the 48. It's throwing him right back in front of the 19 and 53.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to catch the 46 and the 48. Trenton and Christian, they love working together, so losing any ground, especially now that you're a second and a half behind, it's going to be really hard to make up that time. But we'll see if Tyler and Eric can put something together and start working together.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. Eric's got the pace. He's been from the back to the front of the field at this point 3 times. And he's working on getting past the 19 of Stooksbury here. Yeah, Gomez is just lightning quick at anything you put him in. He's a part of the ABN Indy ARC series. It's taking place starting February 16th. Haven't talked about that yet this race. It's been so chaotic here. But Gomez has been really quick there in the testing that we've seen. He's definitely one of the favorites in that series, and he rode North America before the holiday break, so he's been in victory lane. And he's going to try to do it again here at Vegas while he's got the enormous gap, 1.2 between himself and Bussler at the moment.
Here's a little I don't know if you know this about Christian Gomez, but a little fun fact. He was a reserve driver on the Gran Turismo World Finals, or North American Finals. So I know he's a wheelman. He's a wheelman for sure.
Yeah, that's where I met him.
He's been working hard. He's been working hard this year. Yeah. He's been putting a lot of laps on the board in practice, as I think he's looking to the inside here of jump coming out of turn 4. They're side by side. Down to the start-finish line. He's going to use the apron. Try to get the run on Trenton into turn 1.
He led that lap.
Yeah, he did, but that top lane really, you can carry the momentum up on the top here with that progressive banking. It's been kind of a stalemate for people on the bottom trying to make moves.
Yeah, we saw that in order to make that bottom work, especially this late into a run, you had to have fresher tires. That's the only way you could do it, because that's how Tom Bourne and Shane Dyer moved to the front of the field. But these two are on equal tires. They pit at the same time. It's going to be a lot more difficult. You're going to have to try to force Trenton to move off that wall. And Trenton's a smart cookie. He knows really well where Christian's going to want to put that car. They've raced each other pretty hard all season, especially at Pocono and Nashville. So this is not a new song and dance, but it's always an exciting one between these two because they race each other hard and fair. And Bussler taking advantage of these two battling back up to him. Left Tyler Stooksbury in the dust. 1.4 between Bussler and Stooksbury, 3rd and 4th. And Bussler looks to the bottom. He's going to have the same problem now.
Yeah, honestly, Clayton, this is like reminding me of a karting race. As soon as two people start going at it, it backs you right up into people. So Bussler got an advantage now, and he looking to the inside, 4-second on Gomez.
Yeah, he pulled the second back, and he didn't pull anybody with him. He just came up on his own, which is interesting to sort of take note of. Bussler clears Gomez here. He's driving it deep into turns 1 and 2. Clears him and slots in behind jump. That was an incredible sin.
I think he's been saving tires too somehow, because he drove in there hard going entry of 1, exit of 2. So put the slide job on Christian. Looking to do the same on Trent this lap.
Yeah, all three pit on lap 58. The most recent person to pit would have been Tom Bourne on 65. He's in 5th. But the top 4 all pit on 58. So that's something to keep a note of. And Gomez he's going to help. He's going to help Bussler, and then he moves back to the top.
Yeah, these two usually communicate pretty well, but they were racing pretty hard here. I don't know if they're getting at each other. Bussler going for the lead here, down through the triangle.
Yeah, that run out of 4 across the Troy Oval is going to be it seems like it's a lot more important off of 2 than what it is off of 4. But Bussler clears him.
Just wonder if these two are saving something. Do you think these two may be saving something for later in the run, trying to save some fuel before we go green flag pit stops, and Bussler's just burning up more of his stuff, or do you think they've burned up their stuff more?
It's an interesting situation because the situation that we're at right now, theoretically, if you make it to 90, you can't.
I think with a little bit of saving, you probably
want to go to 100 if you can. Is what I'm thinking, and how close you can get it will help you out because I think it was 34, 36 laps was the pit window. It wasn't quite 40 for most of the leaders in the first stanza of the race, and both, actually all 3 of these guys in the front of the field couldn't make it the full 40. So yeah, I would want to say
Gomez had about 1 or 2 laps before pitting in on that first run. So it's gonna be tight. We'll see how this develops, right? But I think to get to 100 would probably be safe for any green white checkers that come out.
I think we're on 2-stop window still, to be honest with you, because if you make it to 100, that's 34 on the nose, and a green white checkered would put you beyond that point, so you're playing on borrowed time. So 100 would get you just enough to finish if it stays green. I think we're still 2-stopping here. I think we're stopping on 94, and then you have to stop with less than 15 to go. I think is how that math works out at the moment, because nobody stretched it beyond 36.
Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate. So we'll see here. We'll see. Everyone kind of racing, kind of settled out here. Single file for the lead. Did Gomez just tag the wall there, entering 1?
He might have tagged it with that right rear quarter panel. We'll have to see here when he crosses by. Not seeing any damage on that right side. So I believe he may have got away with it, but that was as close as you can get it. Pulled up strategy for the top 9 as far as stint lengths. And that first stint is the important one. Bussler went 37 laps. Him and Bourne were the only ones to stretch it. And Bourne went 37 after pitting on lap 4. He went to the competition yellow. Nobody else in the top 9 did. So 37 is the absolute furthest you can go, and Bussler was sputtering on pit lane. So it looks like 36 is the safe number, 37 if you can stretch it, and neither of these Fords, the 48 or the 46, were among that group. So this is going to be an interesting scenario.
It looks like 96, 97 will be absolute minimum to get to the end on a 1 tank of fuel. Probably the only one who had, probably the 2 best people with the shot is Bourne and Packard, right? But I think Packard's 7th, so he's actually still in the hunt here. I remember he was on pit lane a while ago, so good recovery for him. Yeah, Tom Bourne probably has the best shot of 1-stopping this if he so chooses.
Yeah, and I don't see him being able to 1-stop it when he's leading. You'd have to sit third and kind of just wait your turn, but you don't want to show your hand at that point either. Because if you save, then Jump and Gomez will definitely save. And that just backs everyone up.
Right, for sure. But it seems like, at least from the first run of the race, the undercut isn't as strong as maybe at some other racetracks. Because we saw Stamp take that early pit stop, and he really didn't make up any ground on the leaders. Yeah. So it could work. It depends on how much you're lifting into the corner and how much you're saving.
I think it also helps with us running this new package now that it's not as easy to drive it through the corner anymore in general. So you can kind of mask it a little bit with just being more conservative when the tires wear. Like, you're not losing as much time now. Whereas on the 550 package, we knew that everyone was probably going to ride the bottom here. Now, the bottom's not even really usable unless you're trying to pass people on a different strategy. The dynamic has shifted completely, and this is the first race we get to see that in action. With Gateway next week, it's going to be really intriguing to see how everyone's going to take what they learned here. Because right now, Bussler could go 1-stop. That just leaves you so exposed. It leaves you so exposed if a green-white checker comes out.
I think anybody could do a 1. Like, do you want to take that gamble? Do you want to gamble on a 1-stop and hope the rest of the race goes green, or do you play it safe and go with the 2-stop strategy? I think that's what it's going to boil down to here at the end of at the final phase of this race.
And yeah, some people take that gamble. I just don't know if I don't know if anyone in the top 3 is going to be among those to take that gamble. You talked about Packard. He's one that probably will take that gamble. We've seen it before. I think Bourne might. Bourne very well might.
Yeah, I think if you're in the top 3, you got to do the 2-stop. Like, your hand is forced. You can't risk it, especially at this part. If you're Tom Bourne, you're still weighing that decision, trying to see how far these guys really go. If I'm Packard, though, I'm one-stopping all the way. I got really nothing to lose at this point. I'm down in 9th, which is really towards the tail end of the lead lap.
Something we need to keep an eye on as well. If say these drivers cannot make it, Therrien's 1 lap down. He has only got 1 more stop left because he is no longer on sequence.
Right, I think he finally gave up because he was with those leaders for a little bit there. I think he took his fast repair. So that might. Do we know?
That's an interesting situation.
Do we know what lap he pit in? Do we know what lap he pit in also? Or?
Therrien came in on lap 80. So his next pit stop won't be until after lap 110.
Easily good for 1 stop. So just see how much pace he has. See if he can reel him back in. But he is on his own. It's tough. It's tough here. It's going to be tough without a draft, without any help. But if these guys keep going side by side like this, it might pull him right back in.
Yeah, there's Therrien now. He did use the fast repair because that damage was gone. And caution's out. Speak of the devil, and it will appear. Caution's out, and it does not help because this is when everyone's going to pit anyway. 94. And that was for Jacob Grant. It's the 5 machine. He used a fast repair. Wow. That is noticeably different. Why did he use his fast repair? That's interesting strategy call.
Well, he was involved in 3 incidents. He probably had to at some point. Yeah. Rough day for Jacob Grant. Got to see a replay of what happened here. Don't think any of our
go back to it.
On camera didn't see it either.
It is just a spin. And he tries to save it, but he spins, and that's about as harmless of a yellow as it can be. But Caleb Smith was in the vicinity there. So they threw the yellow.
Didn't hit anything, so...
Oh, yeah.
Didn't hit anything. Brings him right back in. I mean, he's probably. I don't remember if he's a lap down. We don't have the scoring pile up right this second. So
yeah, he's 2 laps off.
Okay, so.
The lucky dog is going to go to. It's going to go to Caleb Smith because he was the first car 1 lap down.
But I think if Therrien stays out, he'll also get a wave around because everybody's in the pit lane now. So this might be. It's going to be race off pit road.
I think this undoes everything that Therrien had lined up. Because
and Stooksbury is first one out of pit lane. Stooksbury from 4th takes the lead of the race with just about 35 laps to go once we go green.
Yep, he was 4th, and now he's leading. Bussler jumped. Gomez lost another spot. Because he's now behind Tom Bourne.
He lost 2 spots, so he goes from 3rd to 5th. Breakey, I believe, stays the same. Woods, same. Stamp, Packard, they're all about where they came in. So
the biggest gainer out of pit lane would have been Bourne and Tellier. Tellier gained 2 spots, and so did Bourne. And then Stooksbury was the biggest gainer. He gained 3.
Well, from a matter, he's leading the race, so that's definitely the biggest gainer on pit road. For sure, Tyler Stooksbury leads. Great pit stop for him.
Therrien's taking the wave around. He didn't pit this time.
Yeah, that's what I expected. I mean, even if you got to risk it. Yeah, you got to risk it. Even if you're going to be off sequence with pits, you got to get on that lead lap, get back in this.
I don't know if he took fast repair or not because there's still damage on the right side. We couldn't see it under the cloud cover because it shaded everything. But in the sunlight, you can see the damage on that right front.
Might have tagged the wall also. Could have had another incident that we missed off camera, but
it looks like the back of that car is cleaner. So maybe.
Yeah, we'll see. This is gonna be interesting. This is gonna be an interesting final 35 laps. We got Stooksbury up the front. Therrien's gonna be coming from the rear. I think you don't want to turn away for this one.
No, not at all. Javier-Gomera is also going to get away by here. Javier-Gomera pit on 78, or he pit just around the same time Therrien did. Kevin Young's back in pit lane. He's had a rough day of it. You can see the side of that car is completely torn up. But he's still on the lead lap and running. So he's got a chance.
I feel bad for Javier-Gomera. He had such good speed early on in this race, and then I believe he got a speeding penalty on pit road, and just kind of went downhill from there. So tough break for Gilly. So
He is getting one of his 5 laps back. Well, he's getting one of 6 laps back. He's 5 laps down now.
You think we can get 4 more cautions?
Well, I think we need more than 4. No, we wouldn't, because Jacob Grant's out of the race. It looks like at the moment he's out of the race.
Yeah.
So yeah, you would need at least 5.
Race, yeah. Yeah, 5. Oh, he's taking the way around, so he will. Oh yeah, no, you're right, 5. So I don't know. With how these restarts have been, you think we can get 5?
For my sanity, I hope not. But for him, he's probably hoping for it.
Of course. Well, I don't think any of these guys want to see yellow either. I think they want a straight fight to the end.
I think that 19 is hoping for it, because that 19 was walked away from in that early stanza, and he couldn't claw it back in quite so much. We'll see now that he's got clean air. Clean air is the great equalizer, so we'll see how he has it now, because this is his first restart at the front of the field. But if I'm Stooksbury, knowing what Bussler did in that other Chevy Camaro at the front of the field, I'm sitting here like, if we get more yellows, I'm all right with that. Nothing wrong there. But I know that Bussler, Gomez, and Jump are all going to be like, hey, let's get some laps in, because we know we can blitz these guys.
Yeah, Breakey's there in 6th too. I think he's going to try to work with his teammates Gomez and Jump, try to get all 3 of them up to the front. So we'll see here. Pace car is off. You're going to enter the restart zone, and Tyler's gone. He's going already. I think Bussler spun the tires there going, so I think that's going to give an opportunity for Christian Gomez to go look around the outside at the very least. Not quite there.
3 wide. Oh, that's rough. Jump spins! Jump spins! He's on his own. Keeps off the wall. Trying to slide job it up in front of Gomez and spins it out. And that's trouble for Jonathan Woods as well. He almost lost it, kept it on the apron and out of the way, but he loses 2 spots.
And we're still green. Remarkably still green. And just like I'm saying before, the track getting a little bit greasy. It's just a little difficult to find grip.
Bussler almost lost it. Everyone's feeling it right now.
Hey, everyone's trying to find grip on with these new tires, very cold tires.
Wow, that was it.
Hey, what I say? Well, no yellow, so
yeah.
And Stooksbury really that was what Stooksbury wanted to see. His top 3 competitors struggling to get off the line behind him, and Tellier's not letting him go though. Tellier and Breakey are not letting him get away here.
This is going to be interesting to see. Tellier was struggling earlier in this race, so the fact that he's up here is phenomenal to see. He's learned a lot over the course of this race. He's up 16 spots. Logan Breakey up 6th, and he's sitting right there in 3rd. Will Bussler in 4th. All of the leaders struggling phenomenally on that restart, except for the 19. That was a wild restart. But right now, it's Tyler Stooksbury in front of the field. Tellier, Breakey, Gomez in pit lane. So Gomez's race goes from bad to worse. He's now pitting. We know this. We definitely need one more pit stop, because that would be. It would be over 40 laps, and we know nobody can do 40 exact.
Yeah, I believe the restart was 98, though. We came to green on 98, so it's going to be close for sure on fuel. It really depends on how well these guys save behind the pace car and if we get any yellows. So right now it's going to be, I think Tyler, Stooksbury, and Tellier are going to be pushing just a little bit more to try to get away from Breakey and the rest of the field here.
The gap has spread out a little bit. It's a half second between Stooksbury and Tellier, and it's another additional 7/10 between Tellier and Breakey at the front of the field. Bussler in 4th, then it's Caleb Smith in the 5th position, Brockton Packard 6th, and Eric Stamp in 7th. Trying to recover once more after almost losing it as well as everyone else did on that last restart. Jonathan Woods comes down pit lane as well. 2 cars on pit lane.
So our second row of the grid now sitting 12th and 14th. So
yeah,
not the best of restarts for Christian or Trent. No. Bussler making the most of his mistake. I think he just dropped a spot there to Caleb Smith in 4th. So Caleb Smith, I believe, at one point was a lap down, if I'm not mistaken. So a good recovery drive so far here. About 19 to go.
On lap 106 of 134, 200-mile race.
Look at this. Tellier's closed the gap now. He's within 3/10.
Yeah, you can.
I think he just wants to sit in that draft for a little bit here. I don't know if he wants to push Tyler just yet, especially with the fuel situation. But we'll see.
I see Tellier probably going for it if he has a chance, because he is closing in. It's a little over a tenth now. 13 milliseconds.
Well, there's two mindsets, right? Do you go for it and lead the race, or do you sit behind Stooks, force him to use more fuel while you sit in his draft and save fuel for the end? It really, really depends on how close these guys are on fuel.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. Like, he's backing off right now. It looks like he's sitting just at that 10th range. No, he's going to go for it. Mike's going to go for it. I kind of figured it. He hasn't led. I don't think he's led a lap all season so far. I kind of figured if he's going to see this opportunity, he's going to probably go for it. And
yeah,
Tyler
clears him easily clears Tyler. So
yeah,
put one on the board for Tellier. That's a lap led for him.
Yeah, I figured that Stooksbury was going to be like, if you want to take it, I figured it makes sense for Tyler to just let it happen. Neither of these people have won a race this season. You have to look down the 5th place of Brockton Packard to find somebody who has won so far this season. But right now, it's interesting at the front. These two are on their own. It's 2 seconds adrift for Will Bussler in 3rd place. It's a battle for 3rd. It's a pretty spicy battle for 3rd as we look down the order here. Bussler's closed the gap from about this range before. But can he do it again? Big question that I think everyone's going to want to have answers for. Tom Bourne in this group as well. Bourne's been quick. The favorites that we thought were going to be consistent contenders, struggling mightily for one restart, and it's throwing this entire race upside down.
I think even early on in the race, Bronson, Stafford struggling. Early on in this race, he got, I think he was involved in an incident really early in the race, and then with that big wreck towards the middle of the race, Jump and Gomez now down the order. So a lot of championship contenders down the order. Therrien is up to 9th though. 5 seconds off Caleb Smith though, so he's still got a little bit of ground to make up here if he wants to get a decent result. I think the biggest thing right now for Bourne and Bussler, I mean, they're fighting for 3rd, but they got to work together and try to run down Tellier and Stooksbury, because fighting like this they're going to pull themselves back away from those two.
They've lost half a second in 3 laps because they've been battling. Looking at Therrien, he is not pit because he took a wave around to get back on the lead lap. So he has a pit stop left. Whereas everyone theoretically, if they saved enough fuel under caution, they could make it to the end. Therrien cannot under any circumstance, which is going to be a really big gut punch if a caution doesn't come out, and it almost did. That was Eric Stamp and Logan Breakey. They got side by side together. It almost sent Stamp into the inside wall. He saved it, didn't lose a position. But that was right in front of Brockton Packard, who had to hold onto that wheel tight and hope for the best.
Eric's had a couple of those today, but he's done a good job keeping it out of the barriers. So, when I was listening in earlier, it just seemed like a lot of the drivers didn't want to pinch down too hard on if there was a car to their inside, because the car would just get aero loose, take the air off of it for whatever reason. So, I'm not sure. I didn't get to see didn't get a good angle on that incident, but it's tough. These guys are really struggling when they get close side by side.
Therrien and Caleb Smith are in on pit lane. They both came in together. So Therrien's pit stop comes now. He's going to bite the bullet, knowing that you're good to go from the end to the end from here. But he will go a lap down and change to Tellier, who has left Stooksbury in the dust. 1.5 to Stooksbury. Another second between Stooksbury and Bussler. So Tellier has found his groove, and he is walking away. We might have a new first-time winner in the season. That is exciting to see.
I think Stooksbury might be having an issue here. He is losing time very quickly to Bussler. Last time by, he was about 1.6 behind Tellier. He's now 2.2. Bussler reeling him in here. I'm not sure if he had an issue, if he tagged the wall or something, but he's losing time quick here. Bussler's going to make quick work of him if he doesn't get something going here soon. Bourne here in the mix as well. Bussler looking high here. I think he wants to get by Stooksbury as soon as possible. I don't see any damage on that 19 car.
No, there is not.
I don't. So he must have just got loose and maybe got the tires a little bit dirty offline. But yeah, it's going to be tough. Bussler and Bourne are going to really want to get around him to try to have any shot at Tellier with around 15 to go here.
Yeah, Tom Bourne has gotten past Bussler there. You see the 16 and third. The gap is starting to come down now. It's less than 2 seconds between these cars battling for second and the race leader. It was 2.7, so the gap is going to come down now.
1.7. I wonder if he made a mistake coming off of 2.
There's Therrien coming off the lane. Therrien might have a speeding penalty. Oh dear. Keep an eye on Therrien. Oh, he's got something. Something's wrong with that 38 car. I'll have to keep an eye on him. But that might have been his race done and over with.
Bad to worse for Therrien. Really, really tough day for all our championship contenders so far. But Gomez is up to 7th now, albeit 1 lap down. So we got some people, I believe they've been making their pits just going to be safe to make it to the end. We're going to see what happens here with this top 6 group. Obviously, Kevin Young's just been a bit off the pace, so he might not be a contender here, as well as Coleman. But this top 4, I don't know if they're safe yet. It depends on really their fuel situation. And they're pulling Tellier in. It's down to 1.3.
The interesting statistic to look at here at the moment, Tom Bourne pit on lap 97. He pit 2 laps after Tellier, Stooksbury, Bussler, and Kevin Young. Evan Coleman also pit on 97. They pit the last lap of caution. Is that 2 laps going to matter at the end? We're going to find out. But Bourne's been on a move. He's been on the charge. He's up to 2nd here. And he's pulling them within 1.1 of Tellier. And yellow's out, and that's going to change everything. It's Breakey and Packard. And that 88 is destroyed.
And I think that Packard has already used his faster pair, so that might be day done for Brockton Packard.
That is a completely done race car. That is rough.
Well, it's not the 5 cautions that we were looking for, Clayton, but we're gonna have an exciting finish here, I think.
Oh yeah, because that means that these top 6, if they were not clear to finish under green, either they can stay out and save, or they have to come in. And that puts 6 additional cars on the lead lap. And importantly, Therrien's not going to be one of those cars. His race win streak is going to come to an end tonight.
Yep, and all our leaders are in. All our leaders are coming in.
Yep. Kevin Young here, he's going to come in as well. So we're going to have 12 cars on the lead lap. Oh dear, Gomez had lucky dog. He was the first car a lap down. So he gets bailed out because he gets to pit for tires. He can take his last set of tires here and be good to go. Everyone else has to stay out on what they have. And
I shouldn't have counted out Gomez. I should not have counted him out because he always finds a way to get back there no matter what. So this is going to be, we'll see. If he takes tires here, he's going to be the one to watch coming through. So our top 5 remain the same as they came in. Tellier still leads from Bourne, from Stooksbury, Bussler, and Coleman. Round out your top 5. Christian Gomez should be 7th behind Young. I know he's 6th now, but he was the lucky dog. So he's coming in.
All of that will sort out when they get 1 to green, because that's when all of those cars single file, and because there's so many wave around, so there will be a lot of single file. Yeah, so he will be 7th, and looks like the 12 came in. So the 12 came in. He will not be getting a wave around here. Neither will Logan Breakey, who had to come in for repairs.
Nope, so we'll have 10 cars. Looks like on the lead lap when this one goes green.
He used his fast reverse, so I'm not sure why he's... well, never mind. He would have had to get wave around, and he wouldn't have been able to pit for that. So he had to take it and kind of hope that he's the first car lap down if another yellow happens. I get it now.
All right, well,
this is gonna be interesting. Less than 10 laps to go.
Yeah, 10 to go. Coming to 9 to go at the line. Who you got, Clayton? Who do you got?
Tom Bourne looks really good. So does Will Bussler. Obviously, we're looking at Gomez here. He's looked really good, but he needs to not have another restart like what he had last time. My gut tells me Bourne. Bourne's been the fastest of the top 5. Gomez has to manage to get through the rest of the field here because he is near the back of the field. Something tells me Bourne's going to be able to run away with this. If we can finish this race under green, it's Bourne then Bussler. I think is going to be top 2. I think. Yeah. I think it's how it has to be.
Bourne has shown good speed. I think really throughout the year, if I'm not mistaken. He finds himself in good positions. I don't recall if Tellier has been the leader of a race this season. So this would be his first. This is his first, yeah. Yeah, so this would be his first restart on pole, and he's on the outside. So probably the best decision because you can really carry your speed, especially
he's the first one to pick the outside
through the gears. Yeah. So Stooksbury really showed his mettle, though, on that last restart. So we're going to see. We saw how crazy it was with these new tires on this surface. So almost all of our championship contenders having issues on that previous restart. So we're in for a treat here, I think. Coming
to 8 to go.
8 to go.
Yeah. I'm excited. This is going to be a really interesting restart here. I think Bourne's got the advantage right now, but Bussler's right there as well. If he can get past Tellier, or if Stooksbury can follow Bourne through, Stooksbury can hold on for 8 laps. We saw that.
Yep, and let's not count out Christian Gomez. Fresh tires. He's going to be looking to create a warpath here on this restart.
Absolutely. Pace car's in, and we are back at it. And Tellier got a good jump. Bourne was with them, but Tellier got that restart and got clear. 8 to go here at Vegas. Tellier moves to the bottom. You can do that for a few laps. He's just got to control that lane of traffic. Wherever Bourne goes, Tellier's got to be in front of him. Because if you give Bourne a lane, bottom or top, he's going to get by.
Gomez is up to 4th. Christian Gomez is already up to 4th. So
yeah, he did.
Let's see what happens here.
Looking really good, Gomez. Getting to it, Tellier. Tellier's in the grass. Out of 4, he spins it. Does what Eric Stamp did twice. Keeps it safe. Somebody's in the wall. Bussler spins. Once again, down to the apron, saves it. Gomez up to 2nd. Where did he come from? Jump to 3rd.
Yep, I told you to keep an eye on him because I think he learned his mistakes. I think he learned from his mistakes, and Bourne is out on the apron. Here comes Gomez for the race lead as they cross into turn 1. It'll be an easy pass for Gomez. Easy as it comes. Bourne had nothing for him as he was off the pace. Trenton jump is going to be looking for 2nd, coming off of turn 2 into 3.
Coleman in 4th. Coleman's been all over the place, but he's in 4th when it matters. Stamp in 5th. Gomez to the lead of this race, and Stamp battles with Stooksbury for 5th. Coleman firmly in 4th.
5 to go here at the line. 5 to go. Stamp looking around the outside of, I believe that is Stooksbury. So Stooksbury did not have a go. Oh, Bourne was loose. Bourne was loose.
Yellow, green, white, checkered. And that was Stamp. Gomez blitzed the field from 7th to 1st. Jump got to 2nd place. Oh, dear.
Man, that's the last thing I think Christian wanted to see. That is,
I don't think it matters.
That's as good as it comes on restarts. Everyone in front of you having issues. You learning from your mistakes to take charge. But now we gotta re-rack him and have a green-white checkered. So this is gonna get. If it wasn't spicy already, it's gotten much more spicier now.
So I'm not familiar with the green white checker rules. I think we've had one. How many green white checkers do we get here? Do we get 1 or 3?
I believe it's 3.
I remember hearing 3 at some point.
I'll have to consult the rule book.
I believe it's 3, but we've only ever had to use 1. For everyone tuning in, you're tuning in at the right time. We're going to be in green-white checker territory here at Las Vegas. It's been an exciting one. 10 cars on the lead lap. A bunch of cars still running. Caleb Smith gets his lucky dog here, so he's going to be back on the lead lap as well, I believe. He will be. Logan Breakey's 1 lap down, so if we get another yellow and we have a second green white checker, he will be the lucky dog position. And at this point, your guess is as good as ours up here in the booth. For those just tuning in, I'm Clayton Hardy. Alongside me for this race is Justin Dittrich. And it's been a barnstormer of a race. We've had a little bit of everything. Eric Stamp, we're going to take a look at that accident here. And that was as quintessential overhooks it as it gets. We'll take another look at it here. We'll go slow motion here as everyone... no one in the top 7 or 8 is going to pit here. But you see, he slides it, almost hits Stooksbury, and swings it the other way to keep it off of him. And everyone runs the bottom here to stay off of him here. So fantastic for fantastic for Eric Stamp to kind of keep it off of everybody and avoid hitting people. And everyone does a great job of running the apron to avoid hitting him. But that could have been so much worse. I believe he's using Stafford here.
Yeah, he still has his, I believe. So, well, the front end is still torn up on it. So,
I believe that he used his fast repair earlier because he's had a lot of issues out of turn 4. So I'm not sure if he's used his or not. I want to say he might have. But with you're coming to 2 laps to go, he's going to come back to pit lane here for more repairs. He is on the lead lap, so if he can get lucky and just stay on the lead lap, for this restart. If this restart takes the white flag, it's over. Anything that happens, happens. So for him, it's imperative just to stay on the lead lap here.
Yeah, absolutely. At worst, he finishes 12th because Breakey's only 1 lap behind. So if he loses that lap, that's where he'll finish. But yeah, just keep it running so you get at least something out of it.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting restart here for sure. Gomez jump and Bourne top 3. Gomez with the restart of a lifetime to get from 7th to 1st. Looking at the best laps, Tom Bourne is, of the top 3, Bourne is 3rd fastest as far as fastest laps are concerned, at 30.2 versus Jump's 30.08, and Gomez is 30.14. We'll actually take a look at it here. This is what their best laps look like. Will Bussler, fastest lap of the race, 30.014. That's what almost fastest laps are going to run, are looking like at the moment, and there's a good chance people do some really good laps on this restart. Gomez has gained 2 spots. Jumps where he started. Bourne's up 9. Coleman's up 10. Both Woods and Tellier are up 11 spots from where they started this race.
All right, so we were both horrifically wrong during that last restart.
Yeah.
Who you got this time?
Gomez looks really good. Gomez looks really good now that he's got the position. I think Gomez looks phenomenal. But the last time he led this restart to the green, he almost spun it out. So I'm not confident anymore. I'm not confident in my picks anymore. I'm not picking anyone because anytime I feel like I'm thinking somebody's going to do well, I jinx it. So I'm just not going to pick anyone. All right.
Not a chance. I'm picking Trenton Jump. He's got no wins this season. He's going to be hungry for that first win, and he's going to put a charge on Christian. He knows he has a win this season. He's going to put the pressure on.
Pace car comes in the pit lane. It's on Gomez's call. He picked the inside lane, as he did the last time he led this to the restart. We are back to racing. Green-white checkered underway. Our first attempt at it. If we get to the white flag, it's clear sailing from here, but we've got to get through this lap first. Gomez at the front of the field. He cleared Jump. Jump and Bourne still side by side. See if there's any pandemonium behind him. Bourne hangs it on the bottom. Bourne's going to clear Jump here. White flag in the air. 1 lap to go, presented by Fueled Up here at Las Vegas. It's Gomez, Bourne, and Jump, top 3. Stooksbury, 4th. Evan Coleman up in 5th place in the sole Toyota in this field. Coleman to 4th. Bourne moves to the bottom. At turn 4, Bourne almost spins it. Gomez! Christian Gomez wins at Las Vegas. And Jump took 2nd. Oh my goodness.
What a fight. Wow, what a fight to the end there. And he's going to wreck his car in absolute joy. Wow, that was what a race. Wow, that was a sprint. An absolutely unpredictable one with how the end of that race went. We went from having the top 4 basically locked in to their spots to having 2 yellows and a completely shaken up top 10.
That was wild. Christian Gomez, 2nd race win of the season. Shane Therrien down in 15th. Still the points leader. But his win streak comes to an end tonight, and Gomez, torn up race car and all, burning it down in the grass on the front straightaway. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. That was explosive. Props to Christian Gomez. Second race win of the season. He worked for this one.
I didn't doubt him for a second. I did not. No, I really did count him out. I really honestly counted him and Trenton jump out of this race on that second to last restart. I really thought they had thrown it away, and suddenly it just went their way. You know, sometimes it goes against you, and then it comes back to you. So what a comeback drive for both Christian Gomez and Trenton jump. Tom Bourne, Styler Stooksbury, they held in there for a third and fourth place finish. Good for them. Bussler down to seventh, though. Just tough last few restarts for him.
Yeah, looking at the full results, you got Christian Gomez, Trenton Jump, and Tom Bourne on the podium. We'll talk to them in just a minute. Tyler Stooksbury in fourth, Evan Coleman in fifth. You talked about Jonathan Woods and Will Bussler there in seventh. Kevin Young in eighth. Ninth is Caleb Smith, who got his lucky dog right at the end there and ended up getting back into the top 10. Mike Tellier down to 10th. Eric Stamp in 11th place. Logan Breakey in 12th. So Stamp stayed in 11th place. Stayed on the lead lap there, but nothing dramatic happened enough for Stamp to get into the top 10. Breakey was the first one lap down. Gilberto Javier-Gomera is in the 13th position, 5 laps down. 14th through 19th did not finish the race. Brockton Packard, Shane Therrien, Jacob Grant, Robert Kinney in his first race of the season in 34. Chris Smith, and then Bronson Stafford, a pole sitter, finishing last in this race after being taken out on lap 64. So there's the 19 that participated in this race. We're going to talk to the podium finishers here once everyone's ready here. This is going to be an interesting interview here. We'll start with Tom Bourne. Hey, Tom, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
What a race, man. Top 3 for you. Look, I picked you to win that race for the green white checkered. And it came close. It came close. How wild was that for you guys?
The whole race was just ups and downs constantly. I don't even know how many times I drove through the field. Hats off to Gomez and Jump. They were up front all night, and the restart. I was trying to time it right with Gomez, and it seems like I got a good one. And I was kind of going off when Jump was shifting in 1 and 2 to stay next to him, and sent it a little too hard into turn 1 and got loose out of 2, and it just started to slide in 3, and that's when I knew I had nothing for him, and Jump got around me.
Yeah, you looked really dominant, especially like early on in the mid stage of that race. How, with this new 670 package being less than 2 days old, how easy was it to sort of adjust to how much change was going on in this car? Because it just looking from the outside looking in, I've not been in the car yet. Just looking from the outside looking in, from what everyone said that this race was going to be a week ago, it was a completely night and day difference up here. How difficult was it to adjust?
I mean, coming off racing 2 to 3 years of just flat-footing it and hoping that you can stay in the draft, it's definitely a change. I probably did 70-plus laps in practice, just trying to dial in the long run and everything like that. Throughout the race, I mean, I personally enjoy the change. I think it puts the skill back in the driver's hands and not just skill of staying in the draft. Basically, it's just, it's going to show. I don't know about better finishes, but it's definitely going to improve the racing, in my opinion. And honestly, getting used to it, it wasn't too difficult. I mean, you definitely had to worry about, the throttle input and everything like that. But overall, I mean, it wasn't a big change.
With Gateway coming up next week, Iowa was not exciting for anybody. Nobody looked forward to Iowa last week. With short ovals now being at this new horsepower limit, you excited for Gateway now compared to what it was Iowa last week?
That's tough to say. I've never been a fan of Gateway, but I did a couple races, official races there a couple weeks ago when the A car was there. But ultimately, I mean, I'm not really looking forward to it. I don't even know what track's after that. I'm kind of like
I think it's Watkins Glen afterwards.
What is it?
I think it's Watkins Glen afterwards.
That doesn't help me much either. Yeah, so I mean, we're just trying to get good, solid finishes. I'm not one to really win in the regular season to get in the chase, or the playoffs, I should say. And then, we kind of save it all for the playoffs and everything like that. But, we'll see. I didn't think I was going to be pretty good tonight, and I drove through the field, I want to say, like 3-4 times and ended up finishing third. So, you never know. It'll surprise me as much as, it might surprise the viewers and everything.
Well, Tom, you finished third. Congratulations on your podium. It was fun watching you go through the field, as you mentioned. I watched you go through the field at least twice. Before I let you go and enjoy your podium and enjoy the rest of your night, if you have anyone that you want to shout out that supported you tonight, feel free to shout them out. Otherwise, we'll see you next week at Gateway. Yeah,
I just want to thank Sky Motorsports for putting an amazing car together. FRN, G Fuel, Fire News, Player One Coffee, all our other team sponsors. My girlfriend Kira, she's watching. It's our anniversary tonight, so I was trying to bring home the win, but podium's good enough. And ultimately, Logan and the admins for having me here. Such a great league to race in, no matter skill level. And ultimately, you for putting on an amazing broadcast week in and week out. Always on top of your game. And anybody else I missed, shout out to you guys and the people watching.
That was Tom Bourne, third place. Congratulations, Tom, and congratulations on your anniversary. We will see you at Gateway.
Thanks, man.
That was Tom Bourne, our third place finisher. Now we get to talk to the runner-up in this race, Trenton Jump. We're going to pull him in here real quick. Hey, Trenton, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Second place. Seemed like it was an up and down day for you, absolutely. You and your teammate Christian obviously had an up and down day. How did you expect to be in second 30 laps before the end?
On old tires? No. No, I did not expect it at all, but he started further up than I did, so he got up there a lot faster, and then my tires were like 5-10 laps older than his, so I couldn't really do anything to try to get past him, but end of the day, I think it worked out for the both of us in the best way that it could, considering I spawned, and then he had some type of incident, and I think he had a meatball flag, so... But we can't complain about it at the end of the day. Get another 1-2 for the team. So
you've been so close to winning a race multiple times this season. I've said your name, I think, as much as I've said Therrien's name, but you've been so close and so far away from getting a race win. I asked Tom this question too, and he said that there was a decent amount of adjustment he had to make. How easy was it, or how difficult was it for you to adjust from the 550 horsepower that we ran to the 670 on less than 36 hours of available time?
Yeah, the adjusting parts getting up to speed wasn't bad. It was keeping up with track, because on the start, you saw everybody riding the top lane because it was too tight to run the bottom. Well, then after we pitted, it was too loose to run the top, so you had to run the bottom, and then it kind of started going back and forth from the bottom to the top, and then you could run both there at the end. So it was just... There's just a lot more variables added now to have to go through and learn with the new package and the new horsepower and, all that stuff. There's just a lot more that you just got to go learn now. So, I mean, obviously I'm proud of how competitive I am on, like you said, within less than 36 hours. And we ran last night, and our practice session, I think the track temp was like almost 110 degrees. And then here it was like 70 degrees. So, again, there was a lot more group here tonight, but it didn't look good after last night. But I ought to be proud of our effort that we had tonight.
Yeah, I think that I think it's more universal that everyone loves the 670 package a little bit more. We have another short oval coming up in Gateway, and then a road course in Watkins Glen. With how much this has changed as far as Las Vegas is concerned, does this make the short ovals and the road courses more appealing going forward, or are you still is it still one of those things where we'll wait and see?
Well, the thing is there's only setups for 7 tracks right now, and until the end of 2022 season 1, there's not going to be any more added. So, and I know a lot of the setups, they fail tech, but it's just like right rear camber that's got to get adjusted. But still, those setups are still built for the 550 package. How are they going to do here? So I think there's been discussion that there might be a couple races that are duplicates on the calendar just to get through the season. I mean, it's the curveball none of us really expected to have to hit, but here we are. So we just go with the flow. I mean, it's what it is with a new car. I mean, I wouldn't think that we would have to play as far behind the ball as the real teams are. I mean, at least we have cars, but we still have to learn as much as they do. So.
Yeah, you brought up a good point there with only about 7 actual setups there, unless you go setup shopping. What, I guess, asking on top of your head, because you brought up a good question that I didn't even think about. What tracks do they have setups for right now? Like, what's available?
I'd have to look here. It's literally, oh, here it is right here. Auto Club, Charlotte Oval, COTA, Daytona, Kentucky, LA Coliseum, North Wilkesboro, and Las Vegas.
So there's going to be some alterations then, I guess, because there's not a setup for Gateway, and none of those setups sound like they make sense for Gateway. That's going to be interesting. We'll have to keep an eye on that and see what changes are made.
It's going to be interesting going forward. I mean, we now have a week to get things figured out, so
that's a good point.
We have a little bit more time. I'm sure we'll get it figured out. You know, there's plenty of guys in the server capable of making a good setup. So, you know, worst case scenario, we can rely on them. Or, you know, I'm sure people over time will start sharing setups just to kind of, because there's a lot of leagues that run this car already. So there's going to be people that are going to put setups out just to kind of get leagues by. And they might be willing to share them with other leagues. So you never know.
Yeah, we'll have to keep our eye out for it, because that was actually a good thing that I hadn't even thought about. But Trenton, good to see you again on the podium here. Second place to only your teammate there, Christian Gomez, who was on a flyer. Before I let you go and enjoy the rest of your evening and your podium tonight, if you have anyone you want to shout out at all, feel free to shout them out now. Otherwise, we'll see you at Gateway.
Yeah, I just want to shout out Justin at Color Teal Designs. I don't know if you saw this beautiful car tonight, but we have a Hall of Fame in our other Discord, and it's the first paint scheme he's ever made to make the Hall of Fame, so it's a pretty big deal for him. I just want to thank him for painting it. Looks good. Obviously, thank Christian, a teammate, for getting the win, and thank you for streaming this thing.
Well, thank you for the compliment. Congratulations on your second place finish tonight. We'll see you next week, wherever we may be.
So, see you soon.
That was Trenton Jump, Christian Gomez's teammate. It was a 1-2 for that team. We're going to bring Christian Gomez in now. Our race winner here at Las Vegas. Christian, second race win in the season. How you feeling, man?
Finally, one of these. Ready. I know I could do it on the road courses. I know I'm good at there. It's always the ovals, you know. And I've come close so many times, so many second places, third places, top fives. I'm consistent on ovals, just can't really break through. Granted, there's a lot of misfortune today with a lot of my competitors, with Shane and Bronson, but. I mean, on days like this, I have to take my chances and take the opportunities when they present themselves. And very happy with the result today. Happy to see my teammates in second. We got to get them a win here soon.
It was a wild race. You went back through the field. A lot of the good drivers went back and forth through the field. A lot of times, you went off of the lead lap. You had to come back to pit lane, I believe, for damage.
Yeah, I thought I choked it again for the second straight week in a row. And that was just, I had the lucky dog twice this race. Twice.
Yeah. I
just never give up on these things. Oh, holy.
Christian, did you think it was over with 40 to go?
You know me.
That restart.
I thought it was over. Yeah, you know me very well. I was huffing and puffing. I was like, well, I just screwed myself. Like, this is going to be great. Well, maybe if the race goes long, we're good on fuel. Maybe just scrap out a top 5 here. We got to get all the points it can get. But yeah, that at the end it really turned out well. So I shouldn't be really mad about that.
Yeah, it was a wild race. It was a little bit of everything in that race. I asked this to Trenton and Tom, and they both had a little bit different answers regarding this. It seemed like for you, it clicked all at once. It started like what we saw with Shane at Natural, where everything sort of just clicked. Was it sort of that way with you, where like you were struggling for a bit and it sort of just came to you? Or was it one of those things where like you were sort of just kind of playing out with different ideas during the race?
Around 80 laps in, honest to God, I thought I got a shot at this. I think I could win this. And the car just felt good. I'm running on a completely new monitor today, so first race, first win. That's awesome too. It felt right. The car felt right. I figured out the outside in practice. Luckily I was running there during practice, and I found out that that's going to be big for the race, and that played out well. And everything just came together there after the stage caution, and with about 50 to go, I was like, I could do it. I could do this. I could win. And despite my attempts of choking it away, and everything that happened, I just somehow, some way, I just persevered and just never gave up. And man, it feels good. Again, like the only races I think I go into the season where I think I got a good shot at winning, and I'm really confident winning, is the road courses, and maybe the plate tracks if lucky. But apart from that, just run consistent on the 1.5 mile ovals, the short track. So just to get a win like this, especially after last week's performance as well at Iowa, where I was able to kind of keep pace with Shane a little bit. I feel like I'm slowly starting to figure out this car. Not there yet, and to be quite frank with you, the car isn't there yet. But I feel by the time the playoffs come in, and as iRacing gets these updates out and these patches and start getting more data, we definitely need more data for the tires, because it feels like the grip is on a light switch right now. And as long as all those things come together, I didn't think I had a shot at the championship, but I was probably like, I don't know, 25%. I'm maybe now a good 35%. So getting more confident. That's good.
Well, Christian, now that you talk about it, Shane had a bad day. He retired from the race in 15th. Bronson had a bad day, retired from the race in 19th. That's going to be a good points haul for you. Are you thinking about the regular season championship, or are you just focused on playoff time and getting it going then?
Just playoff time, honestly. Every win that I get now is just for the playoffs. I don't think we're going to be in contention for the regular season championship, because I'm going to be missing possibly a week during the regular season. I will be missing the All-Star race. But, again, results like this help. And it's just all about the playoffs, because that's when it really counts. It's NASCAR nowadays. You know, the regular season, yeah, you get a good chunk of points for winning it, but 2 bad races and that's pretty much gone. All the work you've done in the first half of the season, the first 2/3 of the season is gone. So, yeah, it's just all about playoffs. That's just my mentality right now.
Well, another win on that leaderboard kind of helps with the playoff ambitions there. You cut the regular season point gap down to 15 points between you and Therrien. At least that's, I think if my math's right there, it's about 15 points now. So an amazing performance there for you, Christian. Before I let you go and enjoy the win and the rest of your night, if you have anyone you want to shout out here, the floor is yours. Otherwise, we'll see you next week.
Thank you to team owner, Trenton Jump, finished P2. Awesome result for him. Thanks for the opportunity of believing in me. I didn't want to let him down. I let him down Daytona, so it's good that I got 2 wins at least for the team there. Colored Teal Designs, who just makes all of our paint schemes. He did an absolute all-timer on Trent today. Hopefully everybody liked seeing it on the broadcast. And, yeah, we're just going to keep just rolling on. And I didn't think I would have 2 wins by this stage, but here we are. And confidence picking up. I'm feeling good. Feeling good. And thanks again for you guys for the broadcast as well.
Well, I appreciate the compliment. Again, Christian, congratulations on your 2nd win of the season. This time here at Las Vegas. Have a good rest of your night. We'll see you next week.
All right. Thank you.
What a turn of a race, honestly. I really thought with the cars going off with around 40 to go, it was kind of going to be, I mean, it was a little interesting with Tellier and Stooksbury and Bourne and Bussler, you know, with the fuel strategy and figuring that out, but it just turned on its head with 8 to go, and I don't think either of us expected that.
Yeah, it was unpredictable in the best of ways. That was an exciting race. And touching on something before we end the broadcast tonight for everyone at home, league administration has said that there is going to be a lot of schedule reshuffling with how everything has changed here with how this car has been. Las Vegas wasn't initially supposed to be at this point on the schedule because it was supposed to be Kansas and Texas, neither of which are currently featured at the moment. So whenever we find out, you will find out. Follow ABN on Twitter at esports_on_ABN for more information on when that scheduling update will occur, because it'll be posted on Twitter as well. And if you're watching this on demand on YouTube, because this comes out 3 days after it's aired live, feel free to check down any of the links in the description down below to stay up to date on everything that we're doing, not only with the Shake and Bake Next Gen series, but with the ABN Indy Arc series starting next month. Christian Gomez with the race win. We'll keep an update on how the schedule is going to end up looking here in the next couple days. I'm assuming it's going to take a couple days for them to actually get that all sorted out. But Justin, not very often I get someone up here in the booth with me. Thank you for joining me tonight in the booth.
Hey, that was fun. Got to come do this more often.
Right? Whenever you decide you're not going to race, just come on up here. Let me know, and we'll do some more of these, because it was a lot of fun tonight. Glad to have you up here. You have a little bit more insight in this car than I do, so more than happy to have you up here. But for everyone that watched, everyone that supported us on Twitch, and everyone that supports us on YouTube, thank you very much for giving your support and spending your Thursday night or your Sunday night, whenever you see this, with us. That was race 7 from Las Vegas. Gomez, Jump, and Bourne, as you see on your screen. Your top 3, that's your podium finishers tonight. Next week, we're not sure if it's going to be Gateway or a different track. We will keep you updated on Twitter and through our Discord networks. But for Justin Dittrich, I'm Clayton Hardy. You've been watching the Shake and Bake Next Gen series on ABN. Be safe, stay healthy. We will see you next week.